Paul is in bondage for the sake of us. Gifts are amassed for how do we help others? Because some of us are given the gift of how to use money, given the gift of intellect, given the gift of healing, given the gift of caring. All of those things, how do we use them? Not just for ourselves, but for the greater good, for all. And Paul uses the self-emptying of Jesus. If we would go back one chapter to chapter 2, there is the great Christ hymn. Paul did not write this. It was already circulating. It's part of the liturgy of that early church. Paul simply shares it with us. And if you go back and look at that Christ hymn, it talks about what Jesus did. He emptied himself for us. Jesus is God. He is divine. He gives up the divinity to take on humanity. Jesus is all-powerful. He was there at creation. It is through the Word that creation came into being. It is through Jesus Christ. He gave that up to take on humanity. And then, in this human form, he had the ability. He still had the ability. That's what the temptation was about. Hey, Jesus, make these rocks into stone, into bread. Take power of the things of the world, of the resources. Hey, Jesus, bow down to me and you can be in charge of the world. At that time, it would have been the Roman legions. And Jesus says no. Puts him on the mountaintop, on the top of the temple, and says, throw yourself down and God will lift you up. Put yourself in the place of God. And Jesus does not choose to use his divine power. He chooses instead to lay down his earthly life so that we could have eternal life. He chose to be obedient to God so that we could have our place in glory.